New Body by Violet here, and I'm here with Julie.
Hi.
And I thought it'd be fun to do a little podcast. It seems like everybody's doing it. So I figured I would like to maybe debunk some of these myths that I'm sure we all hear about. So what is your, favorite myth that you actually debunked yourself?
Well, you helped me debunk it. When I first met Violet, I saw her at our country club, and she was in this little tennis outfit, and she was so strong. And I looked over at her, and I was like, I got to talk to her. So I came over to you. Do you remember this?
I do remember.
I went over to you, and I said, are you a trainer? And you said, yes. And I said, well, I need help. And then you were like, yeah, let's go do it. But I think I said to you, I don't want to get muscles and bulky. And you looked at me, and you went, so fat is better, right? And I had to stop myself and think about that for a minute. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, so I love when you guys say that, I don't want to lift weights because, I don't want to get too bulky, or I don't want to, I don't want to get too big. And my answer always is, let's worry about shrinking your ass. Maybe get a line down your belly. Let's not worry. You're not going to get big when you're big 2-3 days a week, I assure you. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of food, to become that way. And it takes years.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Food was always a mystery when you're trying to get fit and you're trying to, especially in menopause. I mean, that's another whole subject. But under eating, all of us women, we underate for so long, not realizing what we were doing to ourselves.
Yes.
And you're a big component. You always say to me, eat, you have to feed.
Yeah, definitely have
Phone
to
calls.
feed. So that's another debunk, right? That's another myth. Restricting your calories too much.
Ridiculous
too little.
Numbers. Yeah.
Well, my big thing is this. If you're starting off at 800 calories right out the gate, you are going to reach a plateau.
Right.
It happens. Can't help it. So where am I going to take you after that? I'm going to take you at 500 calories, right? That's not feasible.
Sustain, no.
Can't sustain that. Definitely in the beginning, just lessen it 200 calories, maybe 3, but no more than that.
And it also depends on what you're putting into your body too.
Not all calories are made the same. Right. We know this. I think another one would be cardio, right?
Oh, I was a spin instructor, so I was all about the cardio.
Yeah, cardio's the only way to lose weight. Meanwhile, it's just gravy on top. You're the bigger you are, muscular-wise, the more calories you burn. And the first thing your body wants to do, I'm going to tell you right now, is get rid of your muscle. Too much to maintain. Don't want to do it. So the second it realizes that you're not having enough calories, it's almost like I always think about like a boat. Right? Like, how you throw the heavy things overboard if you're sinking? Well, that's what your body's doing. Say, oh, this is too much. We have to get rid of it. And a lot of times people think they're losing weight and all they're doing is losing muscle. And it's so sad because it's so hard to build. You've been working out for a long time.
Well, with you, I've been with you, 2.5 years now?
Yes.
Yeah. Started out 190.
Yeah.
And you put me on a scale and you went, you're a fat ass.
I did. I said, all right, fatty.
All right. And she said, but we're going to change that. And we did. And,
I said, don't worry about the number. It's going to be temporary. You're going to lose it. Don't worry.
And then you gave me a training session just to see where I was.
Oh, my God. You were a hot mess. Hot freaking mess.
You were like, you suck.
I did.
You suck. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so bad. And I used to do this too. I can't believe I'm this bad.
I said that. I know. I do say that. I do. I'm very honest.
You are very honest.
I say it with a love. I do. Right. I say it to laugh because I know that you guys are taking it so seriously especially when we first start. And there's no judgment because I think you're judging yourself enough.
Oh, totally.
And I'm just like poking fun at you a little
yes,
bit,
you do. And it's a lot of fun. Violet's the only person I'll call when I really want an honest opinion about something, about anything. Now, other people will try and be like sweet and kind and, be polite. Violet's like, that looks awful on you. Burn it. Take it off. Get rid of it. No.
I'm learning the filter.
No, I don't think so.
It's really hard. It is. I've learned a long time ago. It's all about how you say something, right?
Point blank. There is no gray area. It's black and white.
No, but you are killing it, my love. You have you have taken it and just ran with it, with the little bumps in the road, right?
I still
We should
hate
talk
you
about
on
that.
like
Yeah.
a daily basis.
Hate me on
Like this
daily.
morning, I hated you. Yeah.
You did.
Push-ups.
Till you love me in the mirror, right?
Well, when I can see muscles in my arms, finally, yes. And guess what? I'm not bulky either, so go figure.
No, definitely not bulky. So, as far as your bumps, you've hit some bumps
Yeah, menopause
within
was a
those
bitch.
2 years.
Yep. Real tough.
So you had lost a whole bunch of weight,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
I lost muscle mass.
No, but you gained it back.
Oh, yeah.
How many,
well, like
how many times have we
85
done that?
times. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least 85 times.
Right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you had to get back on the horse, right?
And the
Which-
right way this time. Not like we were talking about calorie restrictions till you are starving yourself and miserable.
So it was all or nothing with you.
It was always all enough. It's always like that with me. I'm here or here. There's no middle ground. So
Yeah.
it was 500 calories a day and wanting to kill people because you think you when you're hungry. And yeah, you lose weight, but it's not sustainable. We figure that out, and then you gain twice as much back when you try and do that to yourself. So
But I think the most important thing is that you came back.
yeah, well,
But some people,
you gotta want it.
well, I think what changed with me is, listen, I've gained probably enough weight for 200 people and lost it. I used to gain 25 pounds every year. The same date. After August, it was, I would lose a little bit and then gain it all through winter, and I would lose it every year. I will tell you, as I got older, it was getting longer and longer
Super hard.
to lose.
Super hard to lose it.
So the one thing I got good at going back and forth, but it's very tiring, taxing. And what changed for me is consistency and not falling off the rails for so long.
Right.
Now it's, a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but I gotta tell you, I don't care how long it takes you to get back, whether it's short or long, it's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And you have to do it to know it.
Right. You can't stop. I just find if I stop and have to go back to you, oh, God, it's the worst.
I mean, think about it. What is the alternative? To be fat
and unhealthy.
and unhealthy?
Fat is one thing. I mean, some people are just naturally bigger, and it's okay. But
Yeah.
unhealthy is not good.
No. But skinny people could be unhealthy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's-
No, we need both.
Yeah.
We need both.
There's skinny fat. That's right.
Yeah. No, definitely. We don't want the skinny fat. And I don't find skinny to be appealing to me.
Yeah.
Some people come to me and they're like, I want to look like a little boy. I'm like, well, you're a woman. But I know what they
Yeah,
mean. That
right.
just not just skinny, and that's fine.
Yeah, as long as you're eating right.
Yes, we have to eat right.
Right. You gotta keep that muscle.
So what else we have here? We have. I think a lot of times people are pushing themselves and to the point where they're hurting themselves.
Well, I've done that.
Yes.
Several times.
Yes.
MRIs, all kinds of stuff. But it's my own fault, not you. You have always told me to do
It
the
is
right thing.
never my fault.
It wasn't
Never
blaming
my
you.
fault.
Totally wasn't blaming you. No, it was my fault. It was because I do it wrong, and and then I wind up doing something stupid.
No, I think more than that is I don't think you listened to your body beforehand.
I don't listen
I think
yet,
you got
right.
to the point where, So my point is that your body talks to you. So someone had asked me, how do I know you're overtraining? How do I know I'm overtraining? I'm like, well, you hurt? And they'll say, well, this might hurt or that might hurt. And I urge them to change their exercises. You can't just run. You're doing the same repetitive thing over and over again to your body. You need to change it up. You got to change it maybe to biking. You got to maybe swimming. You got to change different weights, different form, different equipment. It can't be all the time the same thing. But the thing is, we like what we're good at. Right? We like what we're good at. We like what's familiar, what we know how to do. But you have to branch out, And also, if something hurts, stop. Just stop. Drop the weight, people. Drop the weight. Start it over. Do something else. Like everyone just keeps pushing through that pain, and that's an old way of thinking. I think you push no pain, no gain. Let's work smarter, not harder.
Right, exactly.
How do we set realistic goals?
That's tough because we all want, like you said, all or nothing. You want to be the best of, you see people in magazines or television or whatever. And a lot of times, especially women, we're very unrealistic about what we can achieve and what we want out of life.
But what I get a lot of is they're giving me their 18-year-old weight that they want to be.
Or how about that everybody does filters now? I want to look like this, and they show you a filtered picture, and it's like, but it's not reality.
Yeah, no. Our bodies change, people. It changes. The body you had at 18, even if you were the same weight, it just won't. It's just not the same. So it's to stay realistic. When they tell me that, I'm like, when? 20 years ago? That's not gonna, And I have to tell you, I look better now than I did at 18 years old. Certain aspects.
No, you do.
Do. I mean, I would love the 18-year-old face again, but that's here nor there. But you could look better than when you were younger.
And it's not only about the aesthetic. It's for me, it's being able to be functional into my 60s, which I
want to be
now.
A good 90.
Yeah, right. I don't want to be that person who needs your kids, God forbid, to take care of you because you can't get out of a wheelchair or you can't get into the shower. You can't open a jar by yourself.
Yeah.
I see it with my parents. Both of them are just a mess. And they're 90. I give them that, but still don't want that. So this was, I think, heading into my 60s was eye-opening. And I wanted to change. Yeah. I didn't want that formula. I look at your parents, and that's kind of a blueprint of who you are. And I'm like, oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. So that's how we're rolling now, trying to be functional into our old age. I can't believe I gotta say old age, but it's true.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could definitely feel. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know age anymore.
I don't feel 61.
No. I mean, 48. I forget how old I am. Period.
We always have to remind you.
I have to. Yes, I'm always off. I'm off all the time. I'm 48.
Yes, you are.
I was 47 for 2 years.
Yes, you are. One of those years did not count.
And I don't know where it went. And you know how awful it was to be 2 years older in 2 seconds?
Oh, yeah, you were like blinking. Like, wait, what?
Oh, my God. Dread came over me. Heat. I'm like, oh, my God, this is real. Oh, my God, I am because you know why? Because you guys are scaring the shit out of me.
Well, you should be scared.
Well, when once you turn 50, it all goes downhill.
Well, not necessarily downhill.
You guys are scaring the shit out of me. I swear to God.
You just wait.
See?
Well,
See?
But you got like 10 years.
I'm catching up.
Oh my God.
Listen,
she's gonna be 48 another year. I know she is.
I'm fighting that Mother Nature bitch.
I know you are. She drinks the most disgusting thing in the morning I have ever seen in my life. Ugh. And she tried to get me to drink it. I was like, I'd rather not. Thank you.
I do take a lot of things.
You take
but it grew.
Too.
That's another thing. I think that people the myth is they underestimate the value of supplements.
Yeah, I know I do. I don't like it.
The food is not what it used to be. You're not getting the nutrients. You're not getting all the soil alone has changed.
What is that you drink? It's not a Makta. It's disgusting.
No. It's pulverized wheatgrass powder.
Ew. And she sends me the link. She's like, you need this. I'm like, no, I absolutely do not need that.
Sometimes I get people to do it.
Maybe.
You know what? It comes in a pill now.
Oh, see, now that I can get behind.
Yeah, you can get behind
I can do that.
It's like this much. First of all, how does the tequila shot taste good?
Yes.
No, it does not.
Yes, with lime and salt, it's wonderful.
No. I like what alcohol does, but I do not like it. Anyone can tell you.
Well, that's another thing that drinking during when you're trying to do this is that's tough.
Yeah.
You really want to see that scale moving, and if you are, I know me, I love my wine. And if I'm partaking too much.
So my favorite thing that you guys do, that I am just going to diet during the week, and I'm going to eat whatever I want on the weekends, or I'm going to cheat on the weekends or whatever.
Right.
You know, I've been doing this now about 12, 13 years. I have learned not to argue with you anymore. So now what I do is I say, okay, no problem. We'll do it your way. And then in my head, I'm like, in 2 weeks, we'll do it. Because you have to be convinced. I could talk and I could say it until you finally do it. And that scale doesn't change. Also, what used to work for you
doesn't work now.
Doesn't work anymore. You know, our bodies don't want to let it go. And age is a big factor of that. It will hold on to it. You have to stay consistent. That's the key. It's the only thing that works. But alcohol is, I wish it wasn't so. I wish alcohol could be part of our diets. But unfortunately, our bodies take it like a poison, and it puts all other metabolic processes on hold. So the fat that you would have lost, now you haven't, because now it's processing your alcohol, number one. And did you know that alcohol does not get converted into fat? Never.
No, sugar, right?
No, it has to burn it. But the cheeseburger that you ate, because you had a drink that night, gets converted into fat.
That's right.
So it does not get converted into fat ever. So
see, that I did not know.
Yeah, it does not. So a lot of times I've told people, which was what I do, is damage control. So the key is to be active the next day.
If you can.
Correct.
Yeah, drunk tennis did not go well for me with you.
It wasn't the drunk tennis.
Yes, I think it was.
No, it wasn't. It was the after party at your house. At like 12, and then, another bottle. And no.
Yeah, no.
That's what, because I do drunk tennis all the time. It's my favorite.
Yeah, but like you just said, the next day you have to be mobile. I couldn't move for 48 hours. I was not getting off the sofa, and I swore I was never going to drink or play tennis with you again.
Yes, but then we were good after that.
We were good after
that. But was it as fun?
No.
No.
Drunk tennis is a lot of fun.
But so the next day, you should do some cardio. Burn it off. Burn off all the excess alcohol, all the excess sugars, and just eat clean. Don't try to fast. Don't just eat clean. Try to stay, on a healthy path the rest of the time. But yeah, alcohol, I have to tell you, is probably my number one thing with you. But once they cut it out, it melts off you.
Well, it's the inflammation too that alcohol causes too. A lot of our joints and everything hurt because we're inflamed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've taught me that too. Give up the wine and you'll be inflamed. What's the word for that? Deflamed?
Inflammation.
Yeah, but you won't be inflamed.
You know, an important thing I've realized is people ask me, so what is the balance? Like, if you could tell me that,
please.
Like I said, my New Year's resolution was, finding moderation. I get it at times. I overdo everything. I'm either overdoing diet, overdoing exercise, overdo eating, overdo drinking, and then I have to reset. But yeah, finding that balance, and that's your life lesson. I mean, it all depends, but I guess I can give some pointers. I guess too much of a good thing is never good, all right? Or a bad thing. Moderation is key. All the cliches, everything that everybody says. But it's real. I find that maintenance diet is harder than hardcore dieting, meaning not veering off the path. I do better with that than I do with maintenance, because the wheels hold on for a little while, and then I lose one, and I'm flat on the ground.
Literally a train wreck.
Yeah.
But the other thing with balance too, I think that trying to get your fitness in is hard for a lot of people. Not everybody has the luxury of having time in their day to do it. You got to make the time. It's an hour. You just got to set aside an hour. It doesn't matter if it's the morning. I mean, you hear so many stories too about don't exercise at night because your cortisol level will be bumped up. In my opinion, any exercise is good exercise. Anytime.
Oh yeah, I love when people are just splitting hairs. Just whenever you can fit it in. Is it better in the morning? Is it better at night?
Doesn't
Whatever
matter.
works.
Do it.
Whatever works for you. I happen to like midday.
Me, well, 11 o'clock, 11:30 is mine.
No, I like 3 o'clock.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm done with you guys,
Right.
and then it's me time. And then maybe I'll do 5:30, 6:30 clients, and that's it. But I work every day.
Yes, you do.
I work every day, and that's another thing that I think that keeps me in moderation. I mean, a balance. You guys reminding me that I need to keep it going, because nobody wants an unmotivated trainer, and that makes my job harder, and I hate it. I love loving my job. When it starts to get hard, meaning I don't feel up to par, I don't feel good, I don't feel like I look good. How am I going to motivate you if I'm not motivated? So that's the tough part too.
One of your things that you've done that I've never seen anybody else do, and I thought it was hysterical. It's like you are focused on the outfits people wear to the house too,
Yes.
and you're like, don't ever wear those pants again.
Yeah.
Don't, you look awful in those. And I'm like, I'm here to lift weights. Nobody is going to see me. And you're like, listen, if you don't look good, you're not going to do well. And
Yeah, if you don't look good, you don't feel good. And I've made people strip.
You've told me to
Take
burn a
that
couple
off.
of things.
I don't like it. Why are we wearing baggy? I want to see what I'm working with.
Yeah,
and
so you can't show off a violet if you're looking like you just rolled out
I
of bed.
must do that a lot.
You do.
I
Totally do that a lot. You hated like 90% of my workout gear.
Or I say that those pants aren't flattering.
Those are horrible.
I don't like those are too high or no.
And my favorite is, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? What? I don't understand the problem.
And you know what I've noticed? You don't wear it again.
Well, no, I do not wear it again. Because you're usually right.
Or if I tell you to wear something, or when you've liked something that I've worn,
Yeah.
and then you'll have it on, and I'm like, I think that you bought them too big. And then you're like, no, I think that fit. And then
the body dysmorphia. When you used to be chunky, it's tough.
that's a good point.
Yeah. I still see myself as much bigger than I am. When I try on clothes, I'm always grabbing the wrong size.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wow.
that's a thing.
It is a thing. And you've yelled at me because my shorts are always like
They're too big.
Yeah.
And you're swimming in them.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, you're fine. This is my size. And you're like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. No, it's.
But it's in my head. And I think a lot of women are that way too. It's all here. This is what we see when we're in the mirror.
How about when you save your fat clothes? What about that?
I've gotten rid of all my fat clothes.
You're doing very good.
All my fat clothes have gone by the wayside.
That listen, I had a department store in my closet.
Me too.
I had every size. I would keep it. I would hold on to them
Just in case.
just in case, But the truth is, all my nice clothes it's when I'm skinny. Because when do you want to shop?
All right.
You want to shop when you're skinny. And then when I get fat, I have nothing to wear.
Same sweatpants every day.
Oh, can we talk about the yoga pants and how it's such a trap, right? You put them on, they always fucking fit.
Until
Until you put on a pair of jeans and you wonder if they're yours.
that's right. Busted can of biscuits.
There was one time I was putting on my jeans and I'm like, are these mine?
These are my son.
Are they my housekeepers? Because sometimes she would do her work, her work clothes in with my
Yeah.
laundry. That's a rude awakening. That's tough.
COVID did that, I think, to a lot of women.
Yeah.
We all wore sweatpants for 2 years. Never bothered trying to put on a pair of jeans until that was a sad day.
Yeah.
Very sad day.
So another thing that I think everyone is nervous to do is weigh.
Oh, I hate weighing.
It is, first of all, I know that the scale could be a lying bitch.
Oh, I hate
Okay, I know it. I've experienced it, but I will tell you that it's the only way. That is your only weapon against gaining weight.
Well, my scale is usually very nice to me. Your scale puts on like 5 more pounds than when I was at the house.
Because mine is true.
The doctor scale lies to me as well. I like my scale. I'm just going to go in that belief
Yeah,
there.
so if
that's
someone
right.
would ask me, how do you keep moderation or balance? And I would say the number one tool is a scale. Now, maintenance, right, is, listen, 5 to 7 pounds.
Right.
When you see that you're going up 7, or listen, there was one time where I didn't work out for like a year. And I was always, yes, I've done that.
Really?
Yes. I am a fat girl waiting to get out. Sometimes she wins.
Oh my God.
She wins, and then gotta put her back down. But there was one year that I did not work out. I'll never forget it. I'm always used to, you're used to your butt, getting a little not as firm, or we'll never say flabby, never. But I remember pointing at something, and my whole arm moved.
I hate that.
I'm like,
The bad way.
hell no. I went to the gym that week. I said, now that's different. That has never happened before. So when you start to, you have to look at your body, you have to see, and you have to be ready. Oh, let me ask you something, actually, now that I think about it. What, in the past, has your spouse or your mother or someone that was important to you didn't like how you were? Like, you weren't healthy enough, you weren't fit enough, they didn't like the way you looked.
That's why I divorced them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. Did it ever work?
No, of course not.
Does it work?
You can't beat somebody up like that. and
They have to
expect
be ready.
results. You have to be ready.
I think we've all experienced it to some degree. But I have to say that, and listen, my son had struggled with weight. I still struggle with weight. Unless you're ready, if your husband's saying it, you have to go on a diet. If your wife, if your parents are, badgering you about it.
I think that works in reverse. That
That
kind of
could.
badgering, it makes you go further, deeper into the Malamar box.
Well, my whole thing is this. You think that you need to tell them. You don't think they already know,
Right.
and you don't need to tell them. They know. And, I'm experiencing a little bit of the parents, the freshman 15.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that, right? The
Yeah.
moms getting a little bit upset with their daughters for going away to school and,
Yeah.
indulging.
No, and
Freshman
I
15.
understand because it's something that they never had experienced before, and they get nervous,
Right.
and and why, and all that, and all right, let's just think about it for a second. So now, especially athletes, right? A lot of these girls got into colleges because of athletics, so they really are going 0 to 90. So they are constantly working out and then eating whatever they wanted, and why not? It's working for them. But then you negate one thing, which is activity, but they're still eating the way they would normally eat.
Right. And drinking
How would they
more,
know?
too, in school.
Oh, the drinking is a big thing
Right
as
there,
well.
too. Yeah.
And then, the pizza afterwards, and and also, I don't know what kind of food they have in colleges now still.
Pizza.
Yeah,
Crap.
that's what they want to eat
It's
anyway.
fun.
Yeah,
It's fun until you get on the scale. Then it's not fun.
right, because the scale is your friend.
Comes back around with tomatoes and
So yeah, I guess my advice to the parents and spouses and the aunts and the uncles, they have to want to do it,
yeah.
and they have to be ready. I guess it's just like an alcoholic or a drug addict.
Yeah, well, I think we talked about this too. A lot of times, like I'll follow on Instagram, just for an example, Jennifer Aniston. And she'll post a picture of herself, and she's, face it, she looks great. She's in her 50s, and she's muscular, she's fit. And I always go to comments. I'm always interested to see what people say. And women are catty. We can be such nasty creatures. And I always see the same thing being said to people like her. Well, if I had that kind of money and I could afford a personal trainer and a personal chef, I'd look like that too. No, the hell you would not, because she's working it. You can't just take money and go like this and say, give me a great body and make me healthy. She had to work at it.
Right.
It's not, nobody gets it for free. That's just it. You have to put some effort into this.
Yeah.
God, how many women would just love to hand over cash and say, make me perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's so respected, right? Because everyone knows you have to work for it.
Gotta work hard for it. There is. I remember when I first started with you, I was like, I would give you any amount of money to leave me the fuck alone. you. Just go away.
Fix it for me.
Fix it, but I don't want to work for this.
And that being said, if I gave away my sessions, they still wouldn't come.
You're right. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think I was terrible the first year. Do you remember? Maybe it was the first year. I don't even
Terrible
count
in
that.
what way?
I didn't show up.
Oh.
Remember? I kind of was like,
Well, no, you wouldn't just not show up. You would tell me like the day before, I'm not going to make it or whatever. But you would never just not come.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
You weren't
you know what I
consistent.
mean.
Yeah, you
I
were.
was
Everything
not
else.
consistent.
Everything else was more important.
Well,
Yes.
I was also, and I wasn't living in the house. It was under construction, so I
Yes.
was further out east.
Back and forth.
And I didn't have the motivation to get in the car and drive an hour to
Oh.
work out.
I get it.
And then
But you weren't there yet.
and then I got even fatter. And I remember talking to you when you're like, I don't know what to tell you.
What I did tell you is there's no ceiling.
You're just going to
You
keep
think,
going.
right. You think you're fat enough. I'll never forget that. I went on a scale once and I was like, oh my God, I can get bigger.
Oh, that's horrible.
There is no ceiling. You think you're fat. Oh, and another one of my favorites is, first of all, I love using the word fat. I call people fatties.
You do?
I do. I don't know why. I like it because of the reaction I get from it. I also call people fatty when they're skinny, which is funny. I mean it in a, I don't know, I guess in a teasing way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah, it is. I also think it's temporary. I just think that that's what you are right now. Doesn't mean that you'll stay that way. But I know that not everybody is as candid with it as I. But like I said, it's all about how you say something. But so there's no ceiling. You just when you think that you've gained enough weight, there's more to gain.
Oh, that's
unless
terrifying.
something changes.
That's horrible. That thought is horrible.
It really is.
And that's why you don't avoid the scale. I guess you're right. Yeah, because then you can actually see. What
I love
you're
the
doing to
denial.
yourself.
You know what though? I get the one thing that people do, because I do it. If I just cheated all week, and I'm like, I should really know how much I weigh, but you don't want to. You're like, let me just diet for 2 days.
Well,
and
you've been
let
trying to
get
get me on the scale since January 1st, and I'm like, yep, not
Oh
happening.
my God, chase you
Absolutely
guys up
not.
the steps.
Absolutely not.
My favorite story about that is one of my clients was like, you should have everybody weigh as soon as they get in. I go, really? I have to chase them out the door just to do the once a month. You want them to get on a scale? And then if you think they're going to do that willingly, it's hard enough once a
my
month.
God. That and the measuring tape.
Every 2 weeks.
That's right.
But I do get it. Like, you don't want to get on the scale right away because you're like, you don't want to take that blow.
This is a tough time of year. I mean, we just we had Thanksgiving, then you got Christmas, and then
I
you got,
agree.
everything else.
My deal is actually very fair, what I say to people. I always tell people from September to Thanksgiving, lose all the weight you can or get as fit as you can within those months. December to February, we're playing for the tie. Just keep it off. Just try to keep active. Try to keep strong, right? And then from February to July 4th, lose all the weight you can and be as fit as you can. Because from July 4th to September, it's a shit show.
That's your time. Yeah, that's when you really.
That's when I let loose.
That's you do.
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely do.
August is a tough month. Well, first of all my clients leave. There's nobody I can yell at. There's nobody to keep me on point. There's nothing to stay sober for. I'm bored. And the second I see a pool over the ocean, I get thirsty. So that's pretty much what happens to me. Also, so many parties, so many barbecues. It's really hard.
Yeah, but it's bathing suit season too, which is.
Oh, I rode the wave. That's it. August. What am I going to do then?
Putting on a cover up and calling it a
Oh,
day.
maybe I just won't get up. June and July I might be strutting. But August, I'm probably sitting down.
Gosh, that's so funny. It's like Nubodybyviolet.
So that's a tough one. How to stay motivated during tough times. Okay. how do you find yourself staying motivated?
I'm visual. So looking at pictures, and I do this to you all the time. I'm sending you, look where I started from. Can you believe I was ever this person? And then to where we are now.
Yeah, and I also had to chase you for before pictures.
Totally, because I didn't like them. They were awful. I still don't like them.
I know, but I also told you, you're not going to care.
Yeah, but
because you're going to look so different.
And she's like, can I post them? I'm like, no, absolutely not.
I know that's a big ask.
Do not put that anywhere anybody else can see that.
That's a big ask, I know, and I get it. But like I said, you'll be at such a different point that you're not going to care because that's not you anymore.
Well, what I love about you, what you do is you don't put it on Instagram or you don't put it on any social platform. But I have people coming up to me that play tennis with us. Like, we saw your picture. I'm like, I'm going to kill her.
I'm so proud of you.
She's like, look at her.
Look what I made. Look.
And these women are like, oh my God. I'm like, fucking Violet. I told her not to do this.
I didn't post it though.
No, you didn't post it. You should have at that point. I had like 10 tennis ladies.
I know,
come up
that's
to me.
true. No, that would have been. Maybe I'll cut your head off.